I've met a girl about 13 years ago on Van Buren that was darker than him. All right, and we were teaching, and she stood off very standoffish with her arms crossed. And her two friends was like all into the conversation back and forth. So I wasn't teaching at the time, so I went to the campaign, and I'm just looking at her body language. She's real standoffish. And I said, hey, ask her what her father is. And so he asked her what her father was, and the girl that was standing in his office, and she said, my father's Jewish and he's from Israel. That explained everything, because she was as dark as him, because her mother was a so-called black woman, but her father, you understand what I'm telling you? So you have the appearance of an Edomite, and then nobody can do to change that.
Is that on the sign?
That's the first name. Just look at the top. Those are the heathen nations, right? And they're the number one nation.
Things like it's that number one, right?
Say that, right? Because the scripture says, give me that scripture when it says, you will have war, Amalek, from generation to generation. All right, the Edomite is the top nations, and so upon the return of the Lord, it tells you that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So upon the return of the Lord, the first nation shall be the last, and there's nobody in there. And these people here on this side, they are the very last. All right, all the other nations are above these people right now in this current world. All these other nations are in front of these people. They're the last people, right? And them, the very last, right? The very last in this world. So the Bible is very clear when it says the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So there's going to be like that movie that Aaron Russo directed years ago, Traded Places. There's going to be a Traded Places upon the return of the Lord. The Lord makes it very clear. All right, and if you could, now that you hit, could you stand on that side of the camera? So
yeah, let me get out of the way. All right. Hey, thank you for your time.
Okay. All right. So, we'll see what happened. Well, I saw him sitting there watching the signs. Well, y'all was just sitting. He was sitting there reading the signs.
So he walked up. When I first showed up. So, you know what I mean? He was waiting around like he was, you know when they show up like that.
Yeah, but I perceived that dude's an Edomite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's an Edomite.
Because he looked at that sign, he knew he was an Edomite right away. He got discouraged and he walked over there. Because
Edomites that feel like they don't vibe with that.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
And he only said the name. He only said the name once.
Right.
He didn't like it. He tried to learn it. He didn't want to write it down. None of that.
Right.
Because I tell you, you praying to Jesus, and now that the Spirit has revealed that you're more than likely an Edomite, your prayers will be an abomination to the Lord anyway. And the curses are now. Somebody get
37
bumper shot. Then we gonna salute it.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, and verse 7. And the Lord Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
Right, so this Edomite got no family, no friends. He been bouncing from city to city. All right, he's probably broke, don't really have no job. Because if he was a well-to-do Edomite, he would probably have a bald face. Right, he kind of drunk right now. He's catching hell. The Lord, it's the curses are now upon him. Right, he's feeling it. Right, he probably ain't got no women. Right, and he probably get angry every time he see a pretty Edomite woman with a Jake. And on the way here today, I saw plenty of them. Right?
He reminded me of Joe. That's why I was paying him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Coming up pretending he's destitute.
Yeah.
And we see him living the life of a celebrity.
Yeah, Joe might be an actor.
Yeah, he was definitely an actor.
But you know what? Don't flip side of the coin. Joe was really a Jake. And he gonna and the Lord gonna jack his ass up. Right. If he really was an agent like that, like we perceive.
No, he definitely was an agent. We've seen him everywhere.
The Lord gonna jack his ass up. Yeah. But anyway, first and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem HaKadosh.
double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work. Truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Now more so than ever, the would-be judges, the 144,000, the tabernacle of David, ordained to be the ruling class people and the ruling class government here on earth above all other nations and people. All right? And to the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, all right? And be like unto the speckled birds, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen nations that have the appearance of the heathen nations. This is not a black-only thing, right? And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, we say Shalom.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
And that is all. Let's wait for these trains to go by. Standing up on that platform, them trains do not come like that. And they be number Satan, bro. When you up on that platform, boy, them trains, they do not come like that. Real talk. All right? You be up there with some bugged ass, some bugged ass Edomite. They want to smoke some shit to make you stink. Like the brother said in the video. You know, when some random citizen decides to smoke some crack, and you want to smell like your cologne, and not like you've been smoking crack. Can't stand Jake and his heat. All right, and the sheriff's on deck, and the sheriff's actually been on the trains, and they've been jacking them fools up on it. I'm glad. Good. That's right. You've been seeing them get hemmed up because they on the train just lighting up. Yeah. Pregnant lady, babies, little kids. You know, whatever the hell they want, man. Yeah. All right? Like they're at home, like they're in their own living room or some shit. You know?
Crazy. I was just telling Pops earlier, me and Pops was talking about it. I went on the red line earlier this week. The red line is post-apocalyptic right now, man. I don't know what the fuck happened.
The blue line too?
The blue line too,
That's why most of the druggies go to the blue line. Yeah. Most of the thugs are on the red line.
And they be beefing with each other. No, seriously, yeah, they be beefing. Like, dude, you
ain't got nowhere to go.
Within like the last 3 years, dude, I'm telling you, the last 3 years, the red line and the blue line have gotten significantly worse. Like, it's so many of them because it's turned into a nightclub on a train. You know what I mean? They just on the train, just drinking, smoking, getting high, fighting, gang.
Where's the way for them to move around?
Yeah.
They go from one part of the city to the other. Then they also use it when it's extremely cold.
Yeah.
It's a way to just get out the cold for a little bit.
Yeah.
And they use it when it's extremely hot.
Yep.
So that's when the trains are most busiest with that sort of, but that's just a testament of how far Babylon has fallen. So on the way here, I was listening to a video in the brother's car about how the EU basically is taking a dump on its current relationships with both America and Israel. And basically, Spain, when America said, hey, well, can we use your airspace? Can we park our planes? Can we use your ports? And Spain was like, absolutely not. All right? And a lot of rest of Europe is following. And now they wouldn't even let them use their airspace. They had to fly around, span your airspace to get over to the Levant. And now the rest of Europe is on that same sentiment because they were talking about how they would not have anything to do with people who commit war crimes. So they were talking about both Trump and Bibi because Bibi's trying to postpone his criminal his criminal cases against him. And he's trying to push him down the road again, which means there's probably going to be some bombing, new terrorist attack, or some new weapon. Something is about to happen to some Israelis somewhere in the world where now they got to respond to it where he don't have to go to court. That's, I ain't gonna say that it's orchestrated or anything. I'm just saying that don't be surprised if all of a sudden the victim villains. You know, somebody gonna have some racial slur or a damn what they call it, swastika painted on their front window or some bullshit gonna happen. All right. Well, if you watch the cameras and see who really did it, you know, it would kind of ruin the whole thing. All right, just saying. Okay, but nevertheless, these nations, somebody get Mark 3 at 24, 25. But these nations wanting to disconnect because it turned out Trump came on TV and Trump was talking about Russia and saying all these bad things about Russia, this, that, and the other. All right, and Putin. He was saying all these things about Putin, and it turns out that none of that was true. What he was saying. He was saying that the Europeans were saying this about them, but they weren't. The Europeans were saying it about Israel and America. That's what they were talking about. So Eurasia, because Europe is in Asia, Eurasia it wants to completely disassociate from the West, and especially the Israelis. They don't want to support anybody who supports the Israelis at this point. And that's the sentiment in the world at this point. Those Israelis don't realize how much trouble they really in. All right? And unfortunately for them, it's because this is their own behavior that got them to this point. All right? All this, you know, when you being the biggest criminal, the biggest villain, but then you want to make yourself the villain the whole time when everybody's watching you do these horrendous crimes. And somehow you're the help me, I need help. And right. And when you think the camera's not showing, you're doing what you do. Bring out the scripts, Papa.
This Mark 3 and 24.
You get
And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself,
and the house meaning a race. You know, if you ever watch the Game of Thrones, every time they introduce an individual that was of note, they would introduce that person as the house that they were from. Right? You know, you were from the house of Targaryen. You were from the house of, you know, Baratheon. Right?
Yeah.
Meaning that's your surname, which is also declaring your race and your pedigree. So when it says a house divided or race divided, because what happened to the 12 tribes? They're 12 different tribes, but they're one race. Right? In the moment that they divided, all their enemies round about, okay, was able to actually get advantage over them. Can I get her without the attitude?
On the kingdom.
Probably can't. Go ahead.
This Mark 3 and 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house,
No, go ahead.
that house cannot stand.
So that race cannot stand. And that race is the Edomites. The Edomites are divided. Right? They're divided party versus party.
Yup.
And they divided by other means too. And mostly they women are divided away. I would say probably, I don't know. If I had to give a good guesstimate, I would probably think that at least 50% Edomite women don't really like Edomite men.
Facts.
No, they don't.
Edomite women are dealing with other men, and they mainly dealing with Judah. You know, they messing with the Northern Kingdom too, but the Edomite woman has a thing for Judah right now. All right, or Benjamin and Levi. You know, they on that chocolate thing. You know, in the 80s, look, in the 80s and the 90s, Edomite women was on Jake, but they was on them, you know, them light skinned Jakes and them Terrence Howard type Jakes.
Yeah.
Now it's all about Wesley Snipes these days. All right, they want them chocolate Jakes, man. Okay, it's real talk. It's like, I don't know, they in love with the contrast or something.
Yeah. Me too.
Right?
Right. It's so black skin.
Okay. Because they want to watch too. They want to see too, if you know what I'm saying.
That's right.
Go ahead.
This verse 26, Mark 3 and 26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end.
Right, and that's it, man. He has an end, and Satan is standing up against himself. Because you got Edomites that have the mentality that, hey, look, you need to exterminate all those darkies. And then you got the Edomites that have the mentality, no, we need the darkies to work them jobs we don't want to work. We need the darkies so we can blame shit on them. We need the darkness so we can run our tests and shit. All right, so you got them type Edomites. Then you got the Edomites that, well, we just need to be fair. And the other two looking at him like, man, shut up. Exactly. So they just all divided, man. And then they women, you know, they want to twerk and clap and bend over for Jay. Right? No, the Edomite would be doing all the lyrics, all the songs that I don't even Glorilla and you know, and all they be knowing all them songs and all them what you call them, the trap songs and shit. Yeah. No minutes, how many times I done seen white women drive by in the car talking. Let them cook. Like, damn. Yeah, real talk. On beat too. But go ahead, brother. Yeah, give me that revelation.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 16. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore."
Yeah, and that whore being Babylon. Okay? And I watched a song that was played by, it was made by the Iranians. And it was showing you, it was talking about the copper-colored people, the black people that were here, okay? The copper-colored people, the black people that were here before Columbus. This was an Iranian video. And the main character in the video the whole time is a Jake, a dark-skinned Jake with a beard, all right, and a crown on. Through the whole video. And they were talking about all the history that the Edomites went to. It won't be long before the other nations start calling them Esau, Edom too. All right? Some of them are. You know, even hood Jakes now is called them. Right. And I've been hearing that for years. You know, what was that? Mariella found the porn flick where the dude was talking about, yeah, bend that bitch over. Edomite? You know that Edomite. Take that, Edomite. Take that. Tag me in. Like, what?
What is going on?
So clearly, right, they got marked.
Bro, they watching.
They got marked looking at porn. They was cut. Damn. I can't get away from these Hebrew niggas, man. Even these niggas in the porn. Bend that Edomite over,
No stone left unturned.
So look, ain't no running from this, man. Hey, look, you can't do nothing against this truth, only for it, man. You know, now I'm not advising you to go look at no porn and shit like that. I'm not saying that at all, but you know, it's funny how the truth is finding its way in the strangest places. You know, I never saw the movie, I just heard about it.
I don't know nothing.
All right.
I don't know nothing.
It's a little bit more on this one.
Go ahead, bro.
Revelation 17:16, continuing on, it says, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
So you can clearly see how that prophecy is setting itself up to play out. How they're all going to turn on Edom. And we know with the trouble that both Trump is in, because he's still trying to hide his past, while more and more evidence keeps showing up the things that he don't want seen or heard.
His wife, Melanie Trump, is brought it back into the light.
Her
dumb ass.
She opened up her mouth. Right. Bitch, you should have just stuck to swallowing kids. Shut the fuck up. All right? Right. Continue with success. Shut the hell up. You know? He thought, right, because they had brought out this war, and when nobody talked, although we kept bringing up the Trump shit. I mean, the Epstein files. I haven't forgotten.
Nobody.
Right? Because clearly, this unrighteous, unholy war that they're declaring, it was all, you know, Operation Epstein Fury. I mean, Epic. They were calling it Epic Fury. But and we weren't the only ones calling that. The Iranians were calling that too. Right. They were saying that the Epstein regime, or the axis of Epstein, or whatever they were. Not the axis of evil, but the axis of Epstein. So why? Because all your political leaders here in America and in the West are a whole bunch of pedophiles that do horrible things to women and little children. All right, and you want to blame that on everybody else when you're the ones that's doing all these horrible things to children and women.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Anytime that many white women can get raped in America and nothing be done about it.
Yeah. Who's in power?
Who's in power?
Can't blame that on
Now
niggas.
you wonder why so many of their women are turning on them.
Yeah.
They see that shit. And I've seen all kind of videos where Edomite women complaining about Edomite men. And one of the strangest things that they all had in common was how these Edomite men were all asking them, had they ever been with a Negro?
Yeah.
Or had you ever been with anyone of color?
Yeah.
Right?
Rent
So
free.
they thinking about, right. So man, so you been with Raul and them? You know, you been with Juan and them? They want to know. And the woman is like, damn.
You're weird, bro.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, my love.
Let's go play.
The book of Job, chapter 27, and verse 14. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
Yeah. So you had a particular group of people who set themselves up where they were doing really well, where everyone else was doing bad, and they collecting all kind of welfare, especially in New Jersey, one city.
Yeah.
And then over there in the land of where they're not supposed to be, where they can have multiple children, and then all of American and Western taxpayers are paying taxes, and so that they can live deliciously while everybody else is struggling. But go ahead.
And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread.
Right, so he had all them children just so they could get put to the sword, and they can starve to death. All right? So that the Lord can reap judgment on them little heathens. Go ahead.
Verse 15, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep.
So his women don't really care for him. All right? And I've seen so many videos where Edomite women, they want to get seated up by Jake. They want to be with Jake. And we're talking about, Eurasian women. Edomite women in Eurasia. The guy walking around with the microphone, and he just asking random women in random countries. And the man that they all collectively seem to want more than any other is Jake. That's what the census is showing. Because you'll hear a few that say, "Oh no, I only date white guys." But that's very rare. All right, even when you're talking to white women, because and then it's something about a voluptuous white woman. White men look at them and just assume she's messing with a Negro because they know what Jake like, and Jake ain't really going. The average Jake, he be like that Edomite right there. Jake wouldn't even he's safe. Ain't nobody yeah, so right. But when you see one of them thick Edomites, real curvaceous, with the whole, and she done had the lip job too. She real thick, and Jake like, come here. Right.
Criminal league.
Exactly. That the whole right. That's what Jake like. And so, nevertheless, these Edomites are inquiring, like, to why is this so? And the guy asked him, so why is it? And then the women, give their opinion. But then I saw the Indian girls, it was like, oh, because they got really big personalities.
Yeah, I remember that.
She was like, because they got big personalities.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, whatever it is, whatever the reason being, that's just what it is. Personally, I just think it's a spiritual thing and it's that time.
That's right.
All right? Because the Lord is bringing them curses on Esau and they have to fall upon him. All right? He said he would put those curses upon thy enemies. Right? And Esau, another thing that's happened to Esau is that veil, that covering is over him. All right? He's also in trouble. Okay, that veil that was on him, that was over him protecting him, it's not protecting him like that anymore. Hell, the president and Bibi, all right, two of the most powerful men on the earth, are in trouble in courts of law that they trying to keep wars going to stay out of court. If that's not a proof enough for you, all right, the two top white men on the planet are both in trouble with the law.
That's right.
One of them is already a criminal and he's still in office.
A felon.
He is a multiple felon. Right? Right? Who said jokingly, so he says, just grab him by the feet.
That's right.
know,
That's right.
the Peter in chief.
Yeah.
What you expect him to do,
Yeah.
right? Bring out this scripture.
Luke chapter 8, verse 17. When there's nothing in secret should not be made manifest. Neither anything hid that should not be made known or come abroad.
Yeah, so all the things you try to hide in the dark, all the things that you try to keep from the public from knowing, is now coming out. For example, someone could look this up and she want everybody to see them take over pictures, don't she? She clearly wants them to be seen.
I see.
Right? But they right there. Front Street, brother.
Hey, and don't look away.
And it ain't like it, and you know, it's not like it's still like kind of chilly.
Yeah, it's not even hot outside.
Right, it's not even hot out.
You just want attention. Hey, look, brothers, don't look away.
Yeah, but you know what?
Don't look away.
The thing is, the time gonna come when she gonna get that attention. But it ain't gonna. Hey, what I always say, it ain't gonna be from who she wants, or she don't get to pick and choose.
Right.
See, because you know she a carousel rider.
Yeah.
You know she on that carousel. You know.
Hey,
So,
I'll never forget, and our body was with me. We was at Hyde Park one
she
day.
fucked up the whole vibration.
Definitely. We was me and Ibaja was at Hyde Park one time getting some food. I don't know if you remember when Shorty Cop jumped out the car. No shirt, no bra, none of that, bro. Just straight 10 days. 10 days. It was right after camp.
Went with a D.
We was gonna do a lesson and everything.
10 days.
And I,
4
we
days.
was at Red Snapper. We was gonna do a lesson. And I'm like, oh
She
no.
just hopped up like she was a dude.
Just hopped out, no shirt, big ass. She was cute as hell too. I'm like, shit, let me get out the car. The spirit wouldn't let me out the car. A nigga pulled in right next to me. I couldn't even open the door.
Hey, the Lord saved you from
No,
AIDS, man.
definitely.
Everything.
Oh, but she was definitely out there shirtless, braless. Titties just out. That's what these women doing nowadays, man.
Shameless, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's shameless out here, man.
And you had a witness.
Yeah. But the day's coming, man.
And you know,
You're
and,
gonna get that attention.
and somebody somewhere probably got it on camera too.
She ran into T-Bone.
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, you know niggas was like,
Right.
her videos out there floating somewhere. She probably
ran.
got other videos out there too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
They
search
probably-
hard enough, she looks familiar.
They must have cut her Wi-Fi off while she was in the middle of OnlyFans. Oh, hell no.
These niggas.
That shirt can wait. This is important.
Y'all fucking up my money.
Yeah, but you know, like I said, the day gonna come where the carousel gonna ride you. Yeah, and they gonna be tag teaming each other in too. It ain't gonna be nice either. All right, it's coming. And then you ain't calling nobody.
Yeah.
Isaiah 32:10.
Matter of fact, it's gonna be hard to speak with your mouth full. Right? They ain't gonna give you a chance to catch your breath. You get a breath, there's another one, new one in there.
Yep.
Right?
It's coming.
Okay?
Isaiah 32:10. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. So, hey, all that carefree, YOLO, do as thou will, freedom lifestyle, free will lifestyle that y'all living and promoting all this folly, degradism, man. It's all gonna come, it's gonna come back to bite you in your ass.
Getting trains ran on you. This time, it's not gonna be, you don't get to pick and choose the guy in the train. Right? It's gonna be different. And I've seen some of the results of those people with all this shit on their face that was down there in Houston.
Yeah.
They said some of them, it didn't even, it was days later this shit showed up. Right? I saw this dude, man, and it looked like something was growing out of his head, man. So I'm like, damn. You was kissing these bras?
He was kissing
You was kissing them in the mouth?
Straight to
Or you was putting your mouth down there in
Yep.
places,
You was.
places that have been squirted on by about 13 people already.
Yeah, man.
That same day.
Man, what is it? 42,000 people they said, and if they give you that number, it's probably more than that.
Yeah,
they
somebody
said,
ain't gonna get tested.
They said 42,000 people, right?
That's the ones who got tested.
Right. Ooh. Yeah. So so the number is greater, and some of them went back home to their husbands, to their wives, to their girlfriends, whatever. All right. Man, America nasty, man.
It's true, man.
Yeah. I don't see that. Hey, look, I can wait, bro. I don't really. I mean, I see a bad broad. If I like her, I claim and keep it moving. Yeah, you brothers running behind these chicks, especially you young bros, are burning. I feel sorry for them. I'm glad I'm past that, man.
Beat off.
Right?
Call it a day.
Right. Hey, take a picture and and take care of yourself. Right. Oh, bitch, I don't know your name. Right. You know? Right. Angelica and Angelina. All right? Because you'd be a lot safer that way, bro.
Yeah.
Just messing with these women, man. But go ahead, brother.
Just to back up what you said earlier about Shorty walking around with her titties out, and your brother said the car carousel is gonna ride her, right? That's the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, and I just start at verse 29. It says, "For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord Yahweh, they would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproofs. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices."
Ooh, she gonna get filled
Yeah.
with her own devices. See,
She gonna be a twin.
like when you went to you went to Jamaica. When you went to the islands, when you went to the Virgin Islands, you went down to them islands and acted a damn fool, and let them men run through you down there. Okay? Everybody seen the video, and she was kind of cute too. That was the sad part. When that one N-Dub was talking about how she was like in a 15-man train or something. She was in the room and they was all, and she felt so special because they were all touching on me, and I was just the center of attention. And then the one other guy kind of slid in and I kicked him out. Right? So she let all the men hit there. And you think that they always do some protection? No. And she took quite a few protein drinks too.
Yeah.
All right. And you're right. And they was all up in the places that had meat where they meant to go. Yeah. Exit only. She was on that, man. All right. You could probably still find that video on YouTube, man. Right. Just search for it. It's on there. She's telling you that she did it. Yeah. She's telling you. Yeah. And bragging about it.
It's a nigga paying to take her on a date now.
Yeah.
He married her.
Yeah, it's a nigga that got on bended knee for that, man.
Hey, I got a meme on my phone I've been dying to use.
Fuck.
And it's a nigga woman on the couch bent over, and it's like 5 dudes behind her. One dude on it, 5 dudes waiting their turn, and the last dude in the suit with some flowers.
Got the flowers.
Yeah.
And it's saying, "Don't be the dude with the flowers.
Don't
Don't even be in that line."
God.
And they did it's the same meme, but they put the doctor at the end because there was this one bitch who was in her backyard, like she has a doctor. She's married to a doctor. It's like, I'm just reminiscing on all the guys that I used to let basically fuck with dirty white socks. And now she's with
So that's why they all had on dirty white socks. Okay, I was wondering why every dude in the line had on dirty.
Yeah. Honey pack.
It's like, nah, I would have never thought I'd be sitting in my backyard in this nice house.
Yeah, she's like Mary the nerd.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like a dude that marries a porn star.
Exactly. Exactly. Niggas clowning them. You say, you done kissed every nigga in the party, right?
Hey.
Niggas clown them, man.
I remember it was this chick from when I was in school. You know what I'm saying? I dealt with the shorty, smoked it. We in the locker room, football locker room. A quarter of the team talking about this bitch. Like, yeah, bro, that bitch crazy. Blah, 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 blah. Come to find out, the bitch leaves Tennessee. She in the military now. She leaves Tennessee, get stationed wherever she married, get stationed at, within a year of being gone, she married. How do I find out? Because she's messaging me because she's back in Tennessee trying to get me to slide on her because my husband gone.
Which means when she was in the military, she got slid onto it till she finally got the one that, you know.
Captain Saberhole.
And it's always it's usually some dude who ain't really had none, or he a virgin, he young. Yeah, and that's the one she get. We call them base hogs, man. All right, I remember sitting at the table with a whole bunch of Marines, you know, and including the entire dude. Everybody at that table, we all eat lunch. All right, it was either lunch or breakfast. I forget which meal it was. But we were all eating, and literally there was 8 Marines at that table. All right, and even the white dude, who probably was a nigga anyway. Now that I think back, everybody had her in common, man.
Terrible.
That was like, what?
Terrible, man.
You know?
Terrible.
That was disgusting. And I was mad at my homie. It's like, why you introduce that broad to me?
Man.
You know? It was like, man, I don't want to. Yeah.
I got to
Bring it out, brother.
This Proverbs 30:20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no
You
wickedness.
see what the Spirit did? I was trying to talk about the nations falling, and it went to this. Somebody give me Ecclesiasticus, Book of Sirach 23, when it talks about, yeah. And then somebody get that, I think it's 23 through like 25. All right, so because in America, and then the precept is in Wisdom of Solomon. We just talked about it earlier. Wisdom of Solomon 4:6 and 4:3. That's it. Bible shop. All right. Children from an unsinful union. I mean, from a sinful union or something like that. Yeah. See, because America rewards these women for going and having sex with all these different men. America will give child support to them and destroy a man's life. All right. And who can blame a man that don't want to have nothing to do with a woman like that? Okay? And it's funny how the woman has all these rights, her body, you know, her choice. But then a man has no choice over his seed. None whatsoever.
None.
It's like, you know, and even Trump said that he was gonna stop doing that for women. Like, basically, he wasn't gonna grant child support, and he never followed through on it. But he said he wasn't gonna give any support to women who were not with the man that they're pregnant by. Because what that will eliminate is these women who are gonna get pregnant on purpose. Who just get pregnant just to have babies so they can collect more money. What the president was saying, well, if you're not married to him, you know, if he's not like, you know, in the process of like, oh, marry you on top of the ring. Hey, that's the top carousel. Hey, them the niggas them guys right there, you know,
That's the cock
the
carousel.
motorcycle gang, them the dudes that's gonna run through you against your will, right? When you don't have a choice. Them guys like that, they already outlaws, right? Right, they ride past the sheriff's department doing willies.
Right. On license ain't lawful. Ain't no license plate.
We got a lot full of
Turn the camera on.
police cars. All right, you got about almost 10 police cars over there. And right, and these guys are coming past on motorcycles doing willies and shit.
In the green tree.
They like some F the P, you know? They on some F the police shit over there. Clearly.
To be fair.
All right?
To be fair.
But them the guys, go ahead.
The police don't want no violence. That's too much paperwork.
They can't catch them. They can't fucking catch them. That's the other thing about these bikes. They can't catch them. They accelerate too fast. They can maneuver through alleys. They can do all types of shit. Through traffic, especially if you know the city, they can't catch these niggas, man. So it's no point in trying to go after them because now you endanger other citizens, man.
Yeah.
This nigga might hop up on the concrete.
Yeah,
bust
and
somebody
them
up.
niggas gonna be reckless. And we remember when they came through on the sidewalk doing willies and shit.
Yeah.
Right on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
But that's the horde that's gonna be running around. That's
right.
Now what happens when it's dark and no lights and that whole bike pack roll up on 2 or 3 girls
Exactly.
with their titties out like a girl. All right, what you think? Oh, this loud mouth.
Yeah. Motherfuckers gonna be real quiet.
Right.
real quiet.
When they roll up and hop off them bikes,
Yeah.
okay, and they grab her and start dragging her to the train tracks,
Yep.
okay?
She got wagon too. Niggas
Hey,
looking for
with the
that.
headphones still on and shit.
It's gonna be bad out here, bro. It's gonna be bad, but bring out those scriptures, Papa.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 6. For children.
No, not yet.
Oh, slash.
Get to Sirach first.
This is Sirach chapter 23, verse 20. He knew all things ever they were created, so also after they were perfect, he looked upon them all. This man shall be punished in the streets of the city, and where he is suspected not, he shall be taken. Thus shall he go also with the wife that leaveth her husband, and bringeth in and here by another.
So
heir.
when we bring it in the air, yeah, the H is silent. That's Esau, man. When you bring it in the air, meaning a son, by another man. So you already married, right? You already with the man. And these women love doing that shit. Married women in America love to let other men plow them. Real talk. Okay? Every military base it happens. Every time there's a deployment, okay, the majority of these military wives, they get plowed by somebody else when their husband is gone. And that's an unfortunate truth. Okay?
They show you in the movies, man, that one.
That was a saying among the Marines. You can trust me with your money and your life. I mean, you can trust me with your life, but not your money or your wife. Like, nigga, I'll die for you, but I'll bang the shit out your woman. That's literally what they say. I have your woman calling my name. That's what they telling you. All right? That's a common saying in the Marine. All right?
Probably have an advantage.
And I'm sure they probably use that term in the Navy too. You trust me with your, because you know, I don't know if you brothers are aware of it, the Marine Corps is a department of the Navy. Oh. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, because your checks say Navy on it. Yeah, the Marine Corps is a department of the Navy. The Navy basically is the Marine Corps' Uber and Lyft. Basically. All right? They go drop them off where they want them to go kill and blow up some shit and take some shit illegally from America. They the tax. To go commandeer some stuff. All right? The Navy drop off some Marines. Right, to bring some democracy. Like when they find out you got some gold ore, iron ore, right, democracy. Yeah. Right. Democracy on the way.
Right. They're being oppressed.
You gotta go save these people from all their oppression. All right? Go ahead, brother.
And bringeth in and here by another, for first she had disobeyed the law of the Most High, and secondly she had trespassed against her own husband, and thirdly she had played the whore in adultery and brought children by another man.
See, so she brought children by another man. There's not going to be any going forced to pay child support. As a matter of fact, she and those children would not take root. All right? So instead of them collecting payments, they're going to get put to death right along with her. Keep reading.
Verse 24.
The Bible is harsh, man, for all you people who claim you Christians. All right? You claim to believe in Christianity, but when the scriptures are read, you got a problem with it. All right? Bring it up.
She shall be brought out into the congregation and the inquisition.
Inquisition. An investigation, the questioning. You're going to get held in court. All right? And they digging the holes. You already up to it in your waist. And everybody's standing with a big ass rock. Man. Okay? Guess what they going to do? Go ahead.
This is
No, let me finish.
And I'm gonna call it fucking trained the extra law today.
an inquisition shall be made of her children. Her children shall not take root.
Her children shall not take root. What's that mean? They're not going to be allowed to live. Not them. Go ahead.
And her branches shall bring forth no fruit.
Her branches shall bring forth no fruit. She is cut off. That's me. Her tree is cut off. She's cut off. She's trying to pretend like she's looking at the sign. No, she's checking Jacob. These women.
shall leave her memory to be cursed, and her reproach shall not be blotted out.
So she's not gonna get payments. No alimony, no child support, no none of that. He can't have that at all.
Go ahead, read. Read it out. And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of the Lord, and that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of the Lord.
So there's going to be no unlawful, unrighteous, illegal Title 4D oppression going on. Okay? Now get that precept.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 6. For children begotten of unlawful beds.
What? Children begotten of unlawful beds. All right? That bitch tricking off. I'm talking about our miss. Or she didn't put this child, like my brother that showed up last week. His wicked ass, his ex-wife, she's dead now. Lord took her ass out. That woman left him. He had two with her, his two oldest children, but with her. All right, and I never liked that thing. Matter of fact, when I was in boot camp, the first time I've even talked to her. All right, I called home. She answered the phone. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? Right. She's asking me, who are me? And I'm like, no, who the fuck are you? I know everybody living in this house. Why are you answering? Who are you? And just her spirit, man, I hadn't even laid eyes on her yet. And then when I came home and saw her, I was like,
Somebody get this jigaboo.
right, exactly. I was like, man. I said, man, you tall, handsome, you can have any, really? But anyway, and it proved itself to be true because what did she do? That went south, as I knew it would. They broke up. He kept his two, all right, because him and my family took care of his kids, all right. She went to Minnesota, all right, and then his oldest daughter actually did end up going up there with her later. This bitch it has 6 more children and gave them all his name. What? And the child support people are coming after him for all the kids.
Wicked!
Because she gave all of them his name.
Wicked, bro.
Okay? He was fighting that for years, bro.
Wicked.
It's like,
bro.
I'm not even with this. They coming trying to lock him up and snatch him up and shit. He's not right. And she went, and then and they all had different fathers. So this is what we're talking about. And then one of them, then his wicked ass daughter beats up her mother because her mother, she and her mother banging the same dude, and he got them both pregnant.
Wicked!
He got them both pregnant, man. So her little brother is also her first cousin. You know, I mean, she's his. I mean, it's her nephew. Her nephew. Her nephew. Her nephew.
Her
nephew. That's her brother and her nephew.
Wicked!
But the nephew is related auntie sister, right?
However you want to call it, man. I can't even figure that shit out, man. But that's the one. That's what she did. She put all them children on him and was collecting all that money. You know, and one of them kids, you know, her daughter gave her the flops because she and her daughter were banging the same dude, and he got them both pregnant. So her little brother and her son are first cousins. I don't even know what
confusion. Yeah, it's confusion.
It's uncle and nephew.
They like uncle and nephew and brothers.
That's right.
It's a weird shit, man. Brothers.
Broncos.
Right.
Like, how do you explain this?
How do you explain this shit, bro? And then you'll have both Negroes, men and women, trying to defend that shit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Trying to defend that and say that we're wrong. But guess what?
How dare you judge me?
The Bible's not wrong. So read that scripture again.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 6. For children begotten of unlawful beds.
Now, if that's not an unlawful bed, I don't know what is.
Come on, man.
All right, then I'll just shut up. Go ahead.
They are wicked. They are witnesses of wickedness against their parents in their trial.
There it is, man.
There was supposed to be a trial.
So now, in their trial, so once again, when they buried up to their waist or their neck, they buried up to their waist with that piece of wood behind them, so they can't, you know, right? And then the whole congregation is holding them big ass bricks. All right? They get rocked to sleep.
Yeah, man.
All right? You know what I'm saying? They get rocked to sleep.
How they supposed to?
It ain't gonna be no pretty sight either, man.
That's fucking folly, man.
All right?
That is fucking folly.
I got a piece for you. Other.
That's what the Bible says. For all you Christians out there. Okay? The Lord is great and terrible. Bring out your scripture, brother.
So this is Ezekiel 2:9 now. The KJV is, good, but the NLT, makes it a little bit more grim.
In the same scripture.
Yeah.
Babkusha.
This is Ezekiel 2:9.
Matter of fact, read the other one too. Get the
I got it both.
Okay, come.
This is Ezekiel 2:9. When I looked, behold, a hand was set unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe.
Could somebody look up the word lamentation? Somebody look up the word mourning, and somebody look up the word woe. Because the prophet Ezekiel in the Holy Bible told you that the book was full of lamentations, mourning, and woe. All right?
Now here's the NLT.
Wait, before you finish it, let them get those definitions.
I got lamentation. This is lamentation in the Etymological Dictionary. It says late 14th century, from Old French lamentation, plaintive cry, and directly from Latin lamentationem, a wailing, a moaning, a weeping.
So a wailing and a moaning and a weeping, which signifies suffering. That's what's written in the Bible. Okay, that's good. Next word.
Mourning. Noun. Feeling or expression of sorrow, sadness, or grief. Complaint, grief, or the act of lamenting.
The act of lamenting. There you go. So an act of mourning. All right. It's things are not going well. You're in pain. All right. Now woe.
Woe.
Oh, it says, an intense or profound grief, sorrow, or distress, often describing great troubles, affliction, or misery.
Wow. Affliction, troubles, or misery. Don't sound like a good time, man. Right? And the prophet Ezekiel made it known that the Bible, the Holy Word, was full of that. It's not just all love and joy. Right? Because the creator of everything has a dark side. He tells you that. He created the light and the darkness. He created the good and the evil. He does those things. All right? He created them both. And depending on how you violated his law or how he feels about you is which one of those he's going to pour on you. All right? And I'm not trying to feel his wrath. That's why I'm out here. And this is why we're harsh. And we're harsh not only on the heathen, but our own people, and especially the end of. Because me personally, everything bad that happened to me in my life concerning women was behind the end of. It wasn't behind any other woman. All right? All the issues that ever got me, just saying. All right? Because people say, don't mess with the heathens. The heathens ain't done nothing for me except give me a good time or try to help me. All right? But the end of,
Your first love.
all right?
The end of.
Hey, and I learned that, look, bro, my junior year in high school, I really stopped effing with the end of, for the most part. I was already on the Northern Kingdom in the heathens. Going way back then, bro. Real talk.
I got a quote. This is a quote from Lex Luthor. Because you talking about how the Most High, he has another side. So Lex Luthor said, if God is all powerful, he cannot be all good. And if he is all good, then he cannot be all powerful. So there's another side to the Most High. There's a severe side to it, man. Okay, so you Christians, you got the game all messed up. This God is all love and all this. No, man.
He tells you in Exodus 15:3 that he is a God of war.
That's right.
Yeah, look at
Right.
look at nature. Nature is brutal.
It's brutal, bro. I was watching nature videos this morning and yesterday, man. And this, some of it I had to turn off.
Yeah, it's
because I like animals more than I like people.
God,
that
no.
actually, you know,
Get up,
now when
man.
them animals grab a hold of people, I have no problem. Right? When I see Bambi get ripped apart, I'm feeling bad.
Yeah, man.
You know, I see a little rabbit just get torn to pieces, I be feeling bad.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. That shows you the other side of the Heavenly Father. The scriptures talk about the furies of wild beasts.
Yeah, man.
Okay? So if the Heavenly Father, the scriptures also say what? A sparrow doesn't fall out the sky without the Heavenly Father's sanction, and so roughly paraphrased.
And these predators be gangbanging on each other. I seen the man, and you know the most dangerous, y'all know what the most dangerous cat is, right?
No, it's gotta be the cheetah.
It's no, the most dangerous cat is the leopard. The jaguar is the most dangerous one. He's not the biggest, but he's definitely the most dangerous. And he has the best fighting skills out of all of them. So it's a good thing that he doesn't have the size of a tiger or the size of a lion. It's a very good thing. But their skills in battle are unmatched, unsurpassed. And a full-size leopard, full grown, can get up to about 350 pounds. And they can move carrier like 3 times. So they can damn near bring a 1,000-pound animal up to a tree. They're strong as fuck, right? But I watch jaguars jump off of trees into the water, grab crocodiles, and bring crocodiles is an apex predator. They jump in there, grab a crocodile, bring it up out of the water, and kill it and eat it. All right, and then vice versa. I've seen them get too close to the edge, and the crocodile get one of them too. They gangbang. Yeah. And then they got one of the homies. That's how I'm approaching on the street. Right. So yeah, so nature is wild, man. It's really wild. I'm like, damn.
He's like, why does he keep rolling that leopard underwater?
Right.
It's already there.
Exactly. So you already drowned. So, but then his homies coming to help. All right. So nature's wild, man. I saw I watched a video where what do you call it? Them things that be laughing, a hyena. Oh yeah. A hyena jumped on the back of it was either a gazelle or it was a zebra. I'm trying to remember which one it was. It was gazelle. So the gazelle ran from him, and the gazelle was smart. It ran right into the shallow water where all the crocodiles was and turned his back. And all the crocodiles snatched the hyena. And the hyena literally got ripped to pieces. And the gazelle just ran back out the water.
Smart.
Right.
Trap for him.
Right. He jumped on him. He was like, oh shit. And he ran right at those crocodiles and spun around. And all those crocodiles lunged at his ass. And then the hyena was so focused on getting he didn't realize until he got snatched. Like, oh shit.
Ali Coyote.
Yeah. They got his ass. He was shared among about 3 or 4 of them. They all got a morsel. Because he got ripped to pieces pretty quickly. Because they were big crocodiles. They weren't living. All right?
Just going into that the Lord is balanced, man. All right, omnipotent power. The book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 15. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are 2 and 2, one against another. You know, so that's the Lord. The Lord is balanced. Man. He's all powerful. He has the good and the evil.
Yeah, get that Isaiah. He created 45:7.
Read the NLT right quick.
Oh yeah, you still have scripture, Salak.
No, because they broke it down exactly how the brothers use the definition. This is Ezekiel 2:9 and 10 in the NLT. Then I looked and saw a hand reaching out to me. It held a scroll, which he unrolled, and I saw both sides were covered with funeral songs, words of sorrow, and pronouncements of doom.
So the Lord funeral songs. So you mean to tell me the Lord is orchestrating death? Absolutely. The Lord orchestrates death, man. The scriptures are clear when it says that not even a sparrow falls out of the sky unless the Lord's on the way over here. I saw 2 smashed up pigeons. Which means a car, they were trying to get something off the ground. Those niggas be throwing food on the ground, right? They were probably trying to eat some donuts or something. Shalom.
Somebody sped up.
And somebody probably tried to hit them too. All right, but they squished over there. They clearly got ran over while they were trying to eat something off the ground.
Yeah, 2 of them.
All right, so that is nothing. Nothing dies according to the Bible, which I believe wholeheartedly, unless it's ordained by the Lord. He said not even sparrows fall out the sky. All right, but some of these windows when they're real clean.
Yeah.
All right, on these high-rise buildings, especially if you're on a corner, if you're on a corner apartment. Right. So a bird on one side, he don't see it, he just sees straight through it. All right, and he's flying full force, and he'll fly into that boop, knock himself out, and then fall to his death. He'll hit that window, be out, and then fall to his death. Happens every day, all day long down there. A lot of these newer buildings, they'll show you how cheap they are. They put up steel frames, but then they put up windows for walls, which means when them certain winds blow, these people are fucked. That glass gonna be flying every single shards and razor blades. Yeah.
Lord gonna send a hurricane through this motherfucker, man. Just wait.
Like in that movie Thrash. I just watched that movie Thrash on Netflix. Hey, it's a good flick, man. And it's a quick movie too. It's only like an hour, 26 minutes. But basically in the movie, what they show you, I ain't gonna tell you too much. But I'm gonna tell you just enough. All right. But what happens is a hurricane hits in the southeast. All right, and it's way bigger than what anybody knows and thinks. All right, and you got some people that got the message, and some people that didn't. The message was get the fuck out of there, go to high ground, because they were saying there was going to be storm surges. 15-foot walls of water. So when them 15-foot walls of water came in, they was wrecking everything. Cars getting pushed down the street like Hot Wheels. Like a little kid kicking some Hot Wheels over. All right? And there was one guy and a pregnant chick that were together, and they saw the water coming. He's trying to get out, she's trying to get out, and he had a truck full of bloody meat.
Oh yeah.
So the wave, he tried to make it up a ramp. He tried to took off and stopped fucking with her. Yeah. He'd have made it. But he got, so the truck made it up. But the thing on the back, the trailer with all the meat in it, all the meat waste from the slaughterhouse, all right, the wave took it and ended up snatching him off the ramp, taking him away. Then a wave hit a big concrete barrier and split, and all the blood spilled out. Sharks from 10 miles around. So you had schools of bull sharks, which are some of the most aggressive sharks, because they don't get as big as great whites. A bull shark full grown gets probably about the length of that car. All right, but that's still a big ass shark. All right, and so you had about 5 dozen just swimming around, snatching people. Gang, it'd be 2 or 3 of them on one person. Everybody they found in the water, man, it was tearing shit up. I ain't gonna tell you no more. Right? And all them dumbass people that and so basically, people sitting in their house, and these walls of waters just came to their houses. And their doors open and the sharks are swimming right in. So what's up? Right. Right.
Into Charles Damien. Mr. Olsen was just sitting down there like, Mr. Olsen, Mr. Olsen.
Hey, don't tell him. Don't. Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
This Isaiah 45:7.
But when it says teeth to kill, beast to tear, and teeth to tear, and getting mauled by one shark, by a whole, man, it's a horrible death, bro. Real talk. Go ahead.
This Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things.
There it is. The Lord does that. But do they teach you that in church?
Hell no.
Did Father, full of crap tell you that? Nope. In your church?
Nope, he passed that collection plate.
Nah, that's all he did.
That's,
No?
ties forever. Everything else.
I got to back up one real quick. This is Amos 3:6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh have not done it?
Wait, so when that's evil in the city, man, what you gotta understand, these people that's getting ran over, stabbed to death, beat to death, shot to death, All right?
Baby's feet.
The Lord is ordaining it.
They had the
Not Satan. It's the Lord that ordained it.
They had that TV show on, I forgot what channel, 1,000 Ways to Die.
Yeah.
And it's like some of the most weirdest shit.
Well, you know what? Because they brought back, when I was a kid, that Faces of Death was real popular. And now they brought back Faces of Death for the new generation now. The new generation don't know nothing about Faces of Death.
At all.
I never watched it. I only watched like 3 or 4 minutes of it. I couldn't watch that shit.
Yeah, that shit was
Because
crazy.
it was just showing you, it was just random images and, you know, random short stories, 2 or 3 minutes of people dying in the most real shots and real death.
Yeah.
Of people dying in the weirdest, fucked up ways at work. People getting cut in half by big machines. Or people getting smashed to death with all their guts shooting out. Just weird, fucked up ways of dying. And I was like, I don't want to see that shit. That shit.
I got a hold of that shit when I was like, when the internet just came out. I was like 11 years old on that shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know how.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find it on the internet, but yeah, that was real popular. Because I think the Faces of Death things, it was a couple of them. They dropped in the late 70s. Say again?
They had like 9 CDs.
There you go. So they dropped in the late 70s, and then they got popular with the 80s kids. All right, but I wasn't watching. I watched one of them shits. I was like, man, I don't want to see that shit.
It was fucked up, man. Hey, you gotta
You saw all
remember.
of them?
It's fucked up.
I'm gonna say this though. The reason why I watch that shit, sometimes you know the spirit get tough. You know what I'm saying? So when you watch that shit, it makes you get that fear. Your heart watching y'all shot back in your body.
Well, you
real
can get
quick.
that just watching them cartel niggas, man.
True, no narco.
Yeah, man, I watched some of this recent shit over the last 10 years and shit that man, Instagram got an extra piece on them. Them cartel niggas is crazy.
Wild as hell.
And they ain't got no mercy for their own brothers.
No.
None.
Let alone a Mayaka.
All right?
You get on your ass.
Also,
Shit that they do to each other, man.
also,
It's like, man, hey, can you just shoot me? You got all them guns over there. Why?
Yeah.
You know? Damn, why all this extra shit? Say, man, bro, y'all got all them guns. Well, you gotta hack me to pieces and all this kind of. Right.
Hey, Elder, they basically new info has come out that the IDF was basically showing the cartels and giving them the. Because I always thought suspicious. I was like, how do these dumbass Mexicans come up with a recipe to disappear bodies? And Amalek gave them the formula. It's all came out like, man, how do these don't even know how to read? How the fuck
Amalek
they
had
know
his
what
hand. He had his hand all in the cartel shit, man.
Amalek.
All right. I mean, even when they raided Epstein's island, they said they found 200 barrels of that sulfuric acid.
Damn.
200 barrels of it, bro.
Damn.
to make these churches.
So right.
Straight to the point, Sirach 39:28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
Yep.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
Yep. So when it appeased the wrath to him that made him, and then that nigga woman start singing this nigga did.
Right. Oh no. Yeah.
Dumbass niggas dying when they're supposed to die.
Yeah, man.
That shit funny as hell, bro.
But that's
The song, but they always playing it on a messed up situation. So the Lord, He made them teeth to tear. All right, like I said, that movie Thrash is serious business, man, and that give you a good idea of when the Lord sent beasts to tear.
Verse 29, fire, hell,
Matter of fact, just start it again.
come. Sirach 39:28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire, hell, and famine, and death, all these were created for vengeance.
Wow, so He will send beasts to tear and rip you apart. Right? He'll send famine and fire and hail to drown you, lightning to strike you, fire to burn you. This is all sent by the Lord. But in church tomorrow, all you're gonna be hearing is how good God is. You're gonna see, before you make it home, somebody gonna see somebody with a hat on or a sweatshirt and say God is good. all the time. Or if you walk up on one of them church niggas, God is good, and they gonna ask back
All the
All the time.
Right. So it's like, what Bible are you reading?
Yeah. They don't know
Right?
prophecy.
That's why they don't have fear. You know, that's why they think that, you know, the women have this, you see most of the women that do these horrific adulterous type things, they're getting all these payments from the wicked system, destroying their families, and getting all these different payments from all these different men for child support or whatever. They have no fear of the Lord. This is why they do those things.
Yeah. They have no fear of men or the Lord.
No accountability.
None.
And so the Lord is he's gonna bring that fear, man.
Oh yeah, that's coming with that sword.
And when like I said, when these lights go out, okay, when these lights go out, and they are gonna go out, that day is coming.
Brother, in some of these
And they're
areas,
gonna be off for a while, man. So in that time, you know, when Esau try to restore everything and bring the seed here, okay, because Esau is ready to fight against his own government. They ready to fight each other.
brother, in some of the pockets of the city, high crime area, they don't even be answering calls until hours later, man. They were showing this one video, some dude got smoked by like a kid like Pershing and Kenzie. He got smoked like at 4 or 5 in the morning. It was like 5, 6 in the afternoon, and they were showing that they were just barely putting the tape around.
Hey, look, man, I know too many cops, and cops ain't showing up to no lot like in the movies.
Let me get what I need, got about my business.
Yeah.
Right, and he running behind me.
Right.
And that ain't happening, man. All right, the cops, they hear that shooting, they going the other way.
Yeah.
And them niggas gonna stay away
I
until the
witnessed
shooting.
that shit.
And they gonna stay away till the shooting stop.
Yup.
Hey, look, I ain't not gonna give no addresses or nothing, but the security cameras, you know, near where we are, caught them doing that shit. There was a shooting up, you know, up near where the dojo is, right? And the shit got caught on camera, and the cops happened to be driving by while it was happening, and them niggas stirred reverse and got the hell out of there. And then they came back months later after everything was over to do the investigation and shit.
Yeah.
Just saying.
They ain't even that.
So-
Look who they hiring. Anybody can be a cop in Chicago. These are some of the most untrained, out of shape, cowardly motherfuckers on the force now.
So you young brothers that ain't old enough to know Starsky and Hutch.
Right.
All right. Starsky and Hutch ain't showing
They
up.
ain't showing up, man.
The niggas start shooting, they run into the shoot.
Right. Hobbs and Shaw. They ain't showing
Start
up,
driving
man.
up, sliding the car in, rolling over the hood.
Right.
Nah,
You know,
man.
Hutch getting out, laying out the shit. You know? No, it ain't happening, man. Starsky and Hutch has been long gone.
Yeah, man. Jason
Right.
Statham ain't showing up.
Right.
All right.
With a suit on.
Yeah.
So
Kicking
whoop everybody ass.
No, man.
Right?
Super cop, Jackie Chan, damn sure ain't showing up. All right, it's not gonna happen, man. Okay, and then you're getting ready to have. We're entering into energy crises, man. I was getting ready to do a sit down on that earlier. I ran out of time, man. But part of the energy crises is rolling blackouts.
And which they warned you for years.
We've been saying it for years. And these niggas gonna be outside. See?
They got a skeleton man.
What you gonna do when the lights go out? Those are called marauders. They gonna be riding around in packs with weapons.
Yep, they gonna roll up on her.
Right on you.
And it's gonna be a whole lot of smacking sounds. Smack, smack.
You know? It's gonna be ugly out here, man.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be on a good day.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be on a good day.
Yeah, that's on a good day, man. Wait till they get hungry. Wait till they haven't eaten. Wait till they haven't gotten high. You gotta imagine the mindset people are getting ready to be
Oh yeah,
in, man.
and not only that, we live in the most heavily medicated society.
Thank you.
We see all these bugged out people on the streets.
Yeah.
All right, most of those people have been in and out of institutions and in and out of those places. And the government shut down.
Come on, man.
Okay, they shut a lot of places down, like that dude said on the wall over there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where Stan's used to be.
Yeah.
Right? Where the donut place.
Right.
Okay? The empty buildings like that. But America shut down, and a lot of these people, these are the most heavily medicated people. the most heavily dependent upon substances, alcohol, nicotine. You got the nicotine people gonna freak the fuck out too. All right, you're the person that can't get a cigarette and they need that nicotine.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, them Newport menthol motherfuckers go loose.
Man, 4 or 5 days without smoking, them niggas gonna be tweaking.
They gonna tweak.
They gonna tweak. Hey, shit, a couple days without sugar, without McDonald's. Hey, man, a motherfucker like that gonna turn into an apex predator, man. This nigga eats food out the garbage. He smokes cigarettes off the ground. Okay? You getting ready to deal with an element you've never dealt with before, man. And the men of the Lord are telling people this, and it's just like, okay.
Right. And like I said, I've been rewatching The Last Kingdom. And when you watch The Last Kingdom, you begin to see the importance of unity and community. Because damn near any woman that's not claimed by a man or protected by a man, when men roll up,
The wolves, baby, come here.
right, smack.
Right, whole lot.
Right, and then when it came to them damn Vikings, it was smack, the whole squad.
Yeah, the whole squad got you.
Right. Right, exactly. Okay? But sometimes the leader would snatch a one just for his men. Right? That's the way he kept his men at ease. You said we
Keep
would
the
have
tension
women.
on.
Well, there you go. Right.
Keep the tension on.
You're right. And so he give them 3 or 4 women. Right? And then those 3 or 4 women get tossed to like 50 to 100 men.
Yeah.
And right. There's a whole lot of smacking sounds all night long.
Oh. And
And
young
so
girls too.
Some of them getting drunk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then they go right
that.
back and they go back. Man.
There's gonna be a lot of that.
I seen this one movie where it was like all hell was breaking loose, and the leader of the pack, one of them was like, "Man, don't you want things to go back to regular?" And he's like, "No, when shit was regular, I was a nobody." He's like, "This shit's all chaos." He's like, "I'm the king." So a lot of people are gonna thrive.
Yeah.
When this shit, when
The marauder types, them guys like that.
They are gonna thrive because they're losers now, but when the lights go out, they're gonna start ruling shit. They're gonna start running shit around here.
Yeah. It's Diego time. I'm gonna do what I want.
Diego time.
You're right.
I got a preset. If I may.
I was just gonna say what you was talking about. It's when Cersei told Sansa, "Hey, you might want to drink this, because if them men get through them walls, you gonna want to be drunk."
She said, when they come through them doors, you're gonna want to be drunk for what comes next. So basically, Cersei was over there getting lit.
Yeah.
She already knew, man, it's gonna be a lot of smacking.
Man.
So I want to be numb.
Get my juices flowing.
Right.
You don't need them, bitch. And they did that in that first
Hey, look.
28 days later when they was in that room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The girl, she snatched the girl. She said, "Hey, drink this." And she was trying to get her
She
high.
was trying to give them no pills.
Yeah, she was trying to get her. Yep, she was trying to give her them pills.
And she
to
was
get her
like,
high.
these niggas finna drill us.
Yeah. And this was a young girl.
Yeah, she was young virgin, untouched. Right? The other one was a chocolate little cutie. And that commanding officer, he was like, sorry, I got these men, you had all this testosterone, all these soldiers.
Yep.
And he was like, and he promised his men some women. And y'all bitches happen to come along. Right?
And then
Because they had a room for them,
Right.
they had a tub for them, go get cleaned up.
Right. Put the dresses
Look at
on.
those dresses.
Yeah.
There y'all go.
Yep. Right.
Right.
And just remember, they already doing all the trafficking now in broad daylight. So when the laws no longer apply, then the traffickers can just accelerate what they're already doing.
Yeah.
They already got motherfuckers shipping people across the world right now, from van to van to van.
Yeah, and if you think you tough,
Right.
like you just gonna you by yourself, gonna defend your woman and defend your house, defend your daughters, man, if the Lord ain't with you, bro,
Out of there.
all right,
You out of there.
all right, because you only got so many bullets,
Right.
you only got one set of eyes, all right. Okay, it's gonna get nasty, man.
I got a preset.
Bring it out, brother.
2nd Ezra 8:50. For many great misery shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And that's what this is all about, pride. No one fears the Heavenly Father. All right? The men don't fear the Heavenly Father. The women don't fear the Heavenly Father. And the women don't fear the men. The children don't fear the parents.
And the Lord is getting ready to bring that right back, man.
It's getting ready to be ugly out
Yeah,
here.
because I see little children challenging their parents all the time.
Daily.
And these kids have been taught so you can go tell your teacher
Right.
on your parents. You
Yeah.
can get decent. They are taught that.
Yeah.
So these kids are purposely disrespectful,
Yeah.
you know, to their elders and to their family members. You know, they scream that he's hitting me. It's like, yeah, well, I hit his ass. He was bad. He was disobeying.
Disobedient.
You know, listen, now you can't even, Esau want to do all kind of shit to you, but you can't discipline your own children.
Right. And he do
Right.
that to get your children in the system, so he can fuck them.
So he can traffic them and make money off of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You deliberately give your children over to the murderer, man. This man is the devil.
They make you be, when you sign up to do anything like in the school system, they make you agree to being a mandated reporter. Wow. A mandatory reporter, meaning that if you see anything that you think is wrong with a kid, you're obligated to tell. If a kid comes to you and tells you, oh, my mama gave me a whooping last night, you're mandated to go tell.
Yeah, now what did your little ass do?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you probably did all the shit she told you not to do, you know, and she got tired of you. You know, now sometimes you do got some fucked up parents who do fucked up shit to their children, but that's usually not the case.
Yeah, but then now you got these Wanyans running all crazy because they never got their ass whipped.
Exactly. And they don't have that fear.
There's
Exactly,
no fear.
bro. That's exactly. They don't have that. They don't have that fear. Or they just mimicking their mama, who got that loudmouth, ignorant, you know, loud, always in a man's face.
No fear.
Right? And she ain't never had to face no repercussions for it.
Exactly.
And then when somebody tried to, and every man that she brought into his life, when the man tried to straighten him up, here she comes to defend him.
Exactly.
All right?
Exactly.
So he never gets that. Then he get out here and try that shit with a cop and get his little dumb ass shot.
And we laugh,
right?
I had to tell parents before when I was coaching. I'm a hard coach, bro. I'm finna curse you the fuck out. And one time one of the mamas came over there mad at me because I just cursed her son out for doing some dumb shit in school. She got the nerve to come talk to me. The first thing I asked her, first of all, where's your husband?
Exactly.
Oh, you don't have a man? Okay, I see the problem then.
Hello.
So either you gonna take you and get your son the fuck away from me, or you're just gonna leave and he's gonna do what the fuck I said I do.
I got a precept real quick.
Either way.
Right. This, what she didn't realize is that you're helping them.
Exactly.
Right. You're actually gonna be a huge help to him.
Dumbass.
To get him ready for the world, get him right. He needs a man in his life. He needs some sort of discipline. All right. And clearly he's not getting that from her.
That nigga still call me to this day. He graduated 3 years ago.
To this day.
There it is. So she owe you an apology.
Yeah. And some.
If she's single, bend her ass over.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
Real quick, back
And
to
the saints are taking
It's Proverbs 23 and 13. It says, withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die.
Right. That's right.
Thou shalt beat him with the rod and shalt deliver his soul from hell.
Yeah, man. My mother and father beat me. You know? And guess what? They didn't have to beat me that many times because I figured it out.
Right.
I got right.
Exactly.
My father whooped me twice in my whole life. And I didn't never wanted it from my father. So my mother would just mention his name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay?
You're right.
It didn't take right, you know? And here's the sad part. Both the whoopings, I didn't even do the shit. My baby sister did one.
Put your ass in line.
But he said, oh, well, you should have been watching. What the f? Nigga, I'm 5. Then it happened again when I was 7. Yeah, I was about 7. And it was in my, and it was some shit that my mom didn't want to catch his wrath, so she let me take it. She didn't want, because he had already told her he didn't want that girl in his house. And it was one of my older sister's friends, and she stole a bunch of silver dollars out of his room. Yeah, she took it. My mother figured it all out. But I'm like, but yo, you knew that when he beat my ass. My father woke me up out of my sleep. One of them 70s belts with the metal holes in them. I had whelps and shit on my head, my legs and ass with holes in them shit. You know? So, but I remember those ass whoopings, and I didn't, you know, so I didn't want to, hey, she said something about my father. So what you need me to do about it?
this something I didn't see you do, or you gonna do something in the future? So, right now.
So there it is. So that, and you know what? I summed it up. That's why I got my ass whooped. And as I got older, that shit that I didn't, because I was smart, not to get caught doing stupid shit. Right?
One time my pops, I was acting an ass, bro. My teacher called my pops up to the school. You see him peeking through the little window on the side of the door.
He caught you.
I said, oh shit. He pulled me out the classroom, take me in the bathroom.
Hey,
dog shit.
That's when you lucky, because I came up in the era when they beat your ass right there in the classroom. Or they would take you in the closet where the coach was. And everybody heard you getting your ass whooped.
Oh, they still heard me.
All right? So like I had some classmates, the McFarlands, and them beatings didn't help them though. Both the
God knows, man.
Greg Cohen turned out to be the big. Matter of fact, you got vice lords in the South because of them two niggas. You best believe that they the reason why you got lords running around they should have got stoned, man. Them two niggas was dangerous. Right? But they came up to school. And all of them got their ass. In every classroom they was in, they mom went in on them. The McFarlands called hell that day, bro. Cause Cohen, cause he was a damn knucklehead. He and his younger sister, well, his sister was my age. Cohen should have actually been graduated 2 years ago. Dumbass. He's still in school with me. His mom came in and took both them in the closet and beat their ass. And she had an extension cord. So she came in the classroom. So that's to show you how much times have changed.
Yeah.
She had an extension cord wrapped around her fist. All right. And so, you know, she's talking to them and the teacher showing her and, you know, showing her the grades and shit. And she was like, Sandra, she get up, go into the closet. Whack, whack, whack. And she not even our mama. We like, oh shit. They had the whole classroom scared straight, boy.
Everybody was doing their homework.
Because you know, it's like, hey, never knew if somebody, she been like, hey, oh, yeah, your mother told me to get you too. That's it. But yeah, and then she called Corn in there, got his ass to, and he got it long. She really put it on his ass. So times have changed, man.
Absolutely.
But like the scripture said, you spare a rod, you spoil a child. All right? Bring it up.
Sirach 30 and verse 8, a horse not broken, becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. Conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. And it's a more to this, but that's how the Idumeans raise their kids these days. And that's why they a bunch of school shooters. Yeah.
Or they grew up and they shoot and kill their own parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that.
They have it where they have that where you got to do that in the schools now, man. You can't even what do they call it? Corporate punishment.
Corporate punishment.
That's right. Corporate punishment.
Yeah.
And that was my era.
Yeah.
Corporate punishment. And it actually ended when I graduated from grade school. That's when corporate punishment was no more. So all them generations behind me, and I watched them get worse and worse as I got older.
Right.
I watched the young motherfuckers behind me get worse and worse. And by the time you got to the 90s, them crack babies.
They lost.
So them 90s parents are the parents of all these YNs now.
Yeah.
Right.
It was the grandparents.
Yeah, or their grandparents.
Right.
We dealing with the descendants of crack era, man.
Yeah. And they wild and uncontrollable nuts.
Yeah. It was one time when I was teaching after schools, the kids were being unruly. I was like, I can't put my hands on them. I said, be up against the wall, have to squat and hold books like this, bro. Like that, right? They started being good, like, you know what I'm saying? They was like, hey, we don't want to go through that. But I got in trouble. They was like, yeah, we can't do that. It's corporal punishment. I'm like, they acting good now. Like,
They actually
I ain't put my hands on them.
yeah.
Nobody got bruises.
And then I was like, this place through.
But as my mother would say, well, son, that sounds too much like
That's why they cars gonna get broken into, stolen.
Yeah.
That's why you got team takeovers. These fucking monkeys, they run amok downtown.
Your
And
sons
look,
are moles now.
and look, and I remember when YNs didn't even come downtown.
Exactly.
I remember them days. They ain't even
Exactly.
there because they never left Inglewood or wherever the hell they was from.
That was the go-to.
You ain't seen a whole bunch of Humble Park motherfuckers up in North Avenue Beach.
Right.
Right?
What are you doing? You
Jake-
lost, boy?
Jake didn't see it. Right.
Okay, you taking it?
Okay, you only saw a few Jakes would come down. And they knew how to act.
Right.
Right?
You got y'all all through
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Sirach 30 and 10. Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end.
Right.
So
You can't
being
be their
friends with your
friend.
kid.
Yeah. Can't be their fucking friends, man. And that's the problem, man. The nigga woman is in control. She want to be the friend of the child. No. Go ahead, bro. Yeah, hit 1 and 2.
Con, it continues on. Give him no liberty in his youth, wink not at his follies. Verse 12. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the side while he is this child, lest he wax stubborn, and he be disobedient unto you, and bring sorrow to thine heart.
That's exactly what's gonna happen, man. Bring your heart, meaning your mind. You're always worried about it because he's always out there shaming you and your family name. All right, making you look bad, getting themselves in a mischief. Then doing shit to where now you got to pay for it.
Right.
Yeah, bonding out,
Right.
bonding his ass out, shit like that.
Yeah,
but
well,
that's
they
a part
making
of
it
the
now.
program.
Now they making it a law where and they should.
Yeah.
Where if your children go out and do damage, you got to be responsible for the restitution.
That's beautiful.
So they should do that for all these little wild ass YNs that get caught downtown destroying shit and doing dumb ass shit.
Yeah.
Put their ass on house arrest and make their parents have to pay some sort of restitution. Matter of fact,
That make
matter of
motherfuckers
fact,
stop beating their ass
if you're a
again.
mother, you collecting illegal child support, and your child out there running wild, you know, you got your wild ass son out there running wild, tearing shit up. All right, all the payments should be cut off from you. You shouldn't be getting no aid to support this.
Cause you ain't taking care, you ain't raising.
He should, right? So you should you shouldn't be getting no support to raise this child if you can't control this child.
Right.
He down here tearing up shit and embarrassing us and doing all kind of, you know.
Like
Right, because one thing, don't get it twisted, man. Edomites are wild, ignorant niggas.
Yeah.
Right? But they don't go out in public and tear up shit the same way niggas do.
Yeah.
They do other kind of stupid shit.
Or retarded.
All right?
Yeah, they do retarded
Some
shit.
more to that.
Con. Skipping up to the top, Sirach 30 and 1. He that loveth his son cause him often to feel the rod.
that's right.
He that he may have joy of him in the end. He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
I
There you
do.
go, man. There you go.
I do.
So there it is, man. You teach your son, and then and as an adult, as a man, you can actually be pleased with him and proud of him, right? And then your friends will be like, good job. You was a good father, good man. Right? When you got that little demon, you looking kind of questionable.
Yeah,
Right? But then some of these people just straight demons.
right.
Because they got their ass whooped. They didn't want for
couldn't wait.
anything. No, they didn't want for anything. They always had food. They always had a pair of Jordans. They had all the new hot shit, all the toys. They had everything.
Right.
And they still turn out to be demons because they just 2/3. Somebody got to be the 2/3, man.
Hey, there was one
Right.
interview about, I forgot his name, it was a rapper. He was like, hey, so when did you turn out bad? He goes, I don't know, I got everything. I got new clothes, I got shoes, I did good in school. He goes, one day I just turned out bad as hell.
He's the unwanted 2/3, man. Right? How can a man control his goings? The Lord does, man. The Lord either gonna give you the desire to do right, or he gonna give you a wicked spirit, man, to make you stay in rebellion, no matter what the situation is. Right? Yeah.
This is Sirach 16 and 1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with you.
There it is, man. So any son that doesn't fear the Lord, don't count him as a son. Don't invest too much in him. All right, you know, here boy, he's 20, whatever. But you don't really the son that's that's investing in the Lord, that's the son. You understand? All right. So with that, man, we're gonna give all praises, all honor, glory to
Yeah,